Maido. Hi there, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about evidence. Present, master shimashou. This is the 5th year of the Presentation Japan Series podcast. We are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book, in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is now available on Amazon. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker who is clear, confident, persuasive, and highly influential at those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 269. Today we are talking about the use of evidence in your presentations. We flagged this point last episode, and today we're going to look at the use of evidence when giving presentations. I often mention the two modern dilemmas of being a presenter. We now live in the age of distraction, where audiences will rapidly escape from us to the internet if we haven't sufficiently captured their attention. Sometimes, even when they are interested, they are still multitasking. They are listening to us and scrolling through their social media at the same time. This habit has solidified, and it is a nightmare today to get our message across. The other dilemma is we are in the era of cynicism. Fake news is now a thing, and our audience's sensitivity to the validity of information has become more acute. Both of these drivers make our job even harder than in the past. If we fill our presentations with editorial or opinion, we are likely to lose the attention of the listeners. They are there to gain some benefit from giving us their attention, and as riveting as our opinion may be to us, it may not ignite much interest in the audience. If we don't bring some concrete insights backed up with proof and evidence, then the hands will be reaching for their phones immediately. The era of cynicism means the evidence had better be highly credible and employing numerous sources. Talking about findings from your own research is good, but could be greeted with doubt if you don't mention the detail of how the findings were assembled. When we are designing our talk, we have access to some useful tools. DEFEATS, D-E-F-E-A-T-S, is a handy acronym for remembering the different types of evidence we can draw upon to convince or impress our audience that what we say is true. D, demonstration. This might be something that can be shown physically during the presentation or something that we can show on screen using software, audio, or video. It has to be congruent with the point we are making and provide a visual reinforcement of our key point. E, example. The best examples are those which are most relevant to the members of the audience. We should try and know who is in our audience and think, what would be an example that will resonate with as many people as possible. If the example is from the same industry and a similarly sized organization, then it becomes more meaningful for the audience. I attended a talk given by a senior executive from a major organization who used examples within that context. The problem was that the audience were all small to medium-sized companies, and there was nothing to relate to. F. Facts. Facts are provable and can be verified independently. A claim is not a fact. We need to be able to cite where the fact can be checked if we are asked. When we show graphs, for example, we should have the source of the data prominently displayed. Most people won't bother to check the data, but they feel better knowing they can do so if they wish. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Now, today's show is sponsored by, on the 2nd of February 2022, we are doing the Dale Carnegie course. The main modules take 12 weeks. On the 3rd of February, we're doing the High Impact Presentations course. That's a 2-day program for the main modules. For Confident English, that's on the 8th of February. Leadership Training for Managers, that will be on the 14th of February. Check out our website at www.dale-carnegie, CARNEGIE.co.JP. Lots and lots of value for you there. Now, to do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, there are over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which is the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. E for exhibits. This is usually something physical we can show to the audience. In some cases, it may also be shown as an image. In both cases, we have to make sure the audience can see it easily. If it is a physical object, hold it up around shoulder height rather than down around the waist. Also, don't wave it around. Hold it still so it is easy for the audience to see. A. Analogies. We referred to analogies in Openings Part 1 in episode 264. We are trying to simplify something complex for our audience. We compare 2 things which have no natural connection to make the point clearer. For example, we compare flying a passenger aircraft and speech making. There is no natural connection between them. Now we connect them. Flying a passenger plane is like giving a speech. The takeoff and landing for aircraft are the most dangerous periods of the flight. In the same way, for speeches, openings and closings determine our impression with our audience. This connects 2 ideas and makes them more accessible for the listeners. T. Testimonials. Social proof has become extremely powerful today. Testimonials are not our primary form of evidence, but they lend credibility to what we are saying. A recognized expert supporting what we are saying gives our point more power. In our case, the most famous investor in the world, Warren Buffett, is a huge fan of Dale Carnegie and often mentions the impact the training had on his career. We could never afford to pay him to do that, but he does it anyway because he's a true believer. And that makes it even more powerful. S, statistics. The best statistics are third-party numbers. If we create our own research, that is okay, but it is not as convincing as also having independent organization statistics. When we are designing our main argument, as we get to the key points, we should be trying to match them with hard evidence to prove the point. If we do that, then we will have a much better chance of keeping the audience with us right through to the end of our presentation. If we can do that in today's distracted and cynical environment, we will have been highly successful. Thank you for joining the Presentations Japan series. If you got value from today's show, spread the love around and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you have learned today, use it, and go out there and become a presentations legend. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.